Alright guys, you know what time it is. First game with these New Jersey Nets. Danny Granger is my assist leader from last year. What's up guys? Man Cake here, and as you can tell I don't have pretty much anybody left besides Brook Lopez from the original Nets. Couple stragglers, but beyond that, it's a completely redone team, and should be interesting to match up against these Miami Heat. They've got Dwayne Wade, and he will definitely cause problems on Hall of Fame difficulty. And I'm testing out some sliders and just really getting used to some of these players. I've really only ever played with Rudy Fernandez, and that'll prove to be interesting because you really do need to know the shot releases on this difficulty level. And I'm going to test out these rookies. Obviously, I landed John Wall. That's a pretty nice first overall draft pick, if you ask me. Devin Harris has been shipped out of town, but I do have a really good starting five, as you can tell. And the Miami Heat have the big diesel once again, and I believe they drafted Damian James out of Texas. Don't quote me on that. He's a pretty good player, though, at least in college. So, this should be an interesting first game. And for whatever reason, it seems like Chris Bosh and Rudy Fernandez have some good chemistry going early on here, and you'll see it throughout the game. They just seem to find each other nonstop, and I'm hitting some tough shots early. First shot of the game, first shot of this 2010 season, and Dwayne Wade is going to do what he does, and I'm loving the fact that we're actually shooting free throws by turning up these sliders and increasing shooting fouls. And the only player, like I said, I really know is Rudy Fernandez, but I do know how to do post moves, and Chris Bosh and Brook Lopez are certainly good at that. And for whatever reason, it seems like this play is always going to work. I love Chris Bosh, and you'll see a lot of pick and rolls by me just because I'm learning the playbook, the players, and everything. But Danny Granger getting in on the action. Didn't expect the player to jump on my pump fake there, but I take it in for the easy flush and one. And Dwayne Wade getting a little bit too aggressive there, and he's on the ground, and I see that, and that leaves Rudy Fernandez wide open for three in transition. He's kind of putting a nice punishing into the Miami Heat here early on in the game. And like I said, Chris Bosh, he's good, but so is Danny Granger. Hit the 3 and 1. I don't think I ever hit one of those, and it's nice to see just occasional fouls called, and Mario Chalmers reaches, and you know what's coming. John Wall getting in on some action here. First real dunk in the NBA. Pretty nice, and one. And, I've got a huge lead at this point. It's getting a little bit pathetic, but, those Miami Heat will slowly rally back, and you know what? Just shot right there. It's going to be money all season. If Chris Bosh gets it anywhere beyond 16 feet, wide open, that is just straight money. He's just a beast in this game, and I'm loving him so far. And like I said, he knows where Rudy Fernandez is at all times, and Rudy hit some tough shots this game. And pick and roll works pretty well for me, and they're starting to bite on it and double team John Wall, but that's leaving Danny Granger wide open. And to be honest, it's getting a little pathetic at this point, just getting a little bit aggressive here and fancy. And I saw Shaq was guarding John Wall, and I just went to town. It was a pretty nice take there, and we run a lot of pick and rolls here, and have some good ball movement so far. I will say this, I've played a number of games at this point, and haven't really won them all, so you'll see some of those losses coming here at some point. Definitely the ones that are more entertaining or close, and get a little lucky here with a nice offensive rebound, and things are going well for me when Chris Bosh is hitting that shot. Just a beastly shot, and he's doing amazing at this point. Since I'm currently playing with 12-minute quarters, I'm going to pretty much always try and get my entire team involved, whether it's Brook Lopez or JJ Redick. And I had mentioned this in the creation video, but I really do think I have the best 4 and 5 in the NBA. Chris Bosh and Brook Lopez are good and young, extremely versatile, and should cause some serious matchup problems in the future. But I'm moving the ball quite well so far this game, and even with my bench out, I'm just going to town. But this is probably one of my worst plays of the game. I don't know what I was thinking. Pump faking with JJ Redick on Hall of Fame difficulty. Quite possibly the dumbest move ever. I get the ball stripped, and Daquan Cook just throws it down right over me. And, they're starting to rally here, the Miami Heat. But I'm going to shut them up real quick with a sweet oop in through the paint, just over most of their team to my man, Brook Lopez, for the nice finish. And, we're going to try and quiet him down here, and got the starters in right before the end of halftime just to try and extend this lead to what it once was. And John Wall just going to work with the nice floater in the lane. Won't be the last time he scores. Having a nice start to his season so far and really his career, but that was some terrible defense. I thought I had the I was fixing the problem because the computer wasn't switching. Turns out he was as soon as I switched myself, and yeah, we got burned. But as I mentioned earlier, Chris Bosh, Rudy Fernandez, it's like they're long-lost twins or something. That doesn't make any sense, but they're just finding one another. And Shaq doing the nice up and under, just shades of Shaq from, God, 10 years ago at this point. And this play is just always going to work, and I apologize if I show this off. I just love watching the pick and pop there, and that jump shot's just fun for me to watch. And Shaq going to town once again. That's a pretty man-sized move there, and a pretty big move, actually. And, it's a good thing that the foul was called, because it should have been called, and I'm happy that fouls are finally called on this difficulty. But some great ball movement here. It wasn't there for Chris Bosh, but the matchup was there for Lopez, and he goes to town on Beasley with a nice post move. And, these Heat are still in it, but John Wall is finding the open man. In this case, it's Granger, and he's draining it. He's got some big feet, so that was a two-pointer. But, things are going well, and just got to extend this lead and, hopefully not let the Heat come back at this point. And just these pick-and-roll plays, don't know what about them, but I'm getting a little lucky, I'll be honest, and hitting some tough shots. And that was a crazy circus shot before the end of the buzzer. Brook Lopez just going to town, channeling his inner New Jersey net there. That was pretty good, but John Wall, can't sleep on him. He's a lightning fast player, much like Derrick Rose, and figured I gotta get a few of those clips in there. And at this point, I'm beginning to think Chris Bosh is just unstoppable. He's hitting every single shot, no matter where he is, no matter what the shot is. And I got to be true to John Wall and attack that basket. And I got a little bit lucky here with a tricky jump pass to Brook Lopez, who finishes with a nice two-handed dunk. But not really sure why the Miami Heat are getting so confused by John Wall backing down a player. It's leaving so many players wide open. I think it's my second or third assist out of the post. And I got to mix it up. And Mario Chalmers getting his hand up a little bit late, and I'm hitting a tough mid-range jumper over his head with John Wall. And gonna be honest, one of my more lucky plays ever. Did not intend to pass this ball to Chris Bosh. It was really Granger, and I'll take it. A little bit lucky. You need that to win sometimes, but I'm definitely winning big. And with this turnover, one would generally rush this play right in and take a tough shot there, but I was patient, and that led to Chris Bosh finding Rudy Fernandez as usual, just draining it. This game is getting out of hand, but I get some good defense there, but that really doesn't matter against Dwayne Wade. His clutch factor is just up there, and he's going to hit tough shots, but Chris Bosh, right back at you. Just an amazing start for his career in New Jersey, and who knows, he could end up there. But I noticed they're running the full court press, and even my backup point guard, Jared Bayless, here in the fourth quarter, just going to town. And I got to get my other rookie involved. In this case, it's Udo, and he's not too great of a shooter, but he'll hit those occasionally. He's more of a defensive power forward, and I'm getting a little bit too happy with this pick and roll because it just works all the time. But in this case, the Miami Heat just school me. Drew Gooden steals the ball, and he finds Dwayne Wade for the nice flush. But the game's really out of hand at this point. For this last bit of the fourth quarter, I'm really just playing with Danny Granger essentially, and making sure I'm learning him a little bit more. I haven't played with him much at all, and I feel like I need to be more true to his game and hit some nice shots and mix up his offense, because he is a great scorer in real life. And this is a pretty nice shot, but I've got to make sure that he's a focal part of my offense, because he is just really important to my team, and he's in a position where I don't have much depth at all, and so I need to make sure I know how to use him as best I can. But I'm not really sure what Beasley's doing here, just making me look dumb. Hop stepping in at the last second there really caught me off guard, but nonetheless, this is a play I really didn't want to see at the end of the game. Dwayne Wade, trying to just fight for this win, as he does this all the time in real life, but I injure him with Darrell Wright, a former teammate. Just a bummer. End of the first game of the season. He's only going to be out for like 1 to 2 weeks, but still, it's a bummer. A little bit of a side note. Anybody think this little animation takes way too long to go off? It's just obnoxious in crew games and whatnot. But nonetheless, best of luck to Dwayne Wade. I'm sorry if there's any Dwayne Wade fans out there. Anyway, just some Beasley stats. Check those out. Every player in starting five was just amazing. Rudy Fernandez, not too many stats besides scoring, but I'll take it. Anyway, I'm going to try and post one of these probably once a week. A couple of close losses, hopefully, and just let me know what you guys think. Pretty good first game, and I really need to expand my playbook, but it should be fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks.